Okay, let's start her up. Welcome to Bluegrass 101, the final online Bluegrass 101. We've been doing this since March of 2020, so almost a year and a half now, waiting for COVID to be low enough numbers that we can actually play in front of live people again. And that is happening. So next Wednesday, if you are in Edmonton, you can head down to Pleasant View Community Hall, and that's where the Northern Bluegrass Circle Music Society hosts their weekly jam, and we'll be doing Bluegrass 101 live. I think it's starting at 6:30. I'll have to confirm that. Otherwise, I'll be late. Yeah. But we are going to be doing it one last time here in the comfort of your home. And we're doing the song "Why Don't You Tell Me So." It was written by Lester Flatt. Now, Lester Flatt and Earl Scruggs were playing with Bill Monroe, and then they left in 1948, early 1948. Left Bill Monroe and his Bluegrass Boys, and then a couple months later formed their own band, the Foggy Mountain Boys. And they recorded in two times in 1949. They recorded once in 1948, and they hadn't really gelled the band. They got Mac Wiseman to sit in and sing harmony. But in May of 1949, they recorded a number of different songs. They recorded 4 songs, and this was one of the songs of that May 1949 recording session. Why Don't You Tell Me So? And it is a great song, and it was the first session that had Curly Seckler, who played mandolin, because they were debating whether to have a mandolin or not, but they decided, yeah, we'll get a mandolin player, and Curly Seckler does these amazing harmonies with Lester Flatt. So this is the first opportunity to hear Curly Seckler doing some great harmonies. So let's talk about. Let's actually go through the song. We're going to do it in the key of F. Now, they recorded it, if you play along with Flatt and Scruggs, they're in F sharp. But they used to tune their instruments up a half step to play in a higher key, which kind of sounded cool, but was really hard on their instruments. So about 10 years later, they decided that, well, they'd better tune back down to the normal way. But if you're playing along with Flatt and Scruggs, they are in the key of F sharp, but they would have been playing out of the F position. So we're going to play out of the F position. I'm going to capo at the first fret, which I believe is what Lester Flatt was doing. Later on, and then play E shapes. And later on, I will move to the 3rd fret. So you can move to the 3rd fret and play D. It's the same key. You're still doing F, but just different voicing and different finger positions. So let's go into the song. 1. Want to hear that back beat? 2, 4, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3. I can tell from the look in your eye that you still care for me. But somehow you just won't admit. That's why it's so lonely, you see. Now if you have made up your mind, and if you still want me to know, why do you keep me in doubt? Why don't you tell me so? Each night there's tears on my pillow. They're all because of you, I know. Dear, I can't go on this way. Why don't you tell me so? Now if you have made up your mind, and if you still want me to know, want me to know. Why do you keep me in doubt? Why don't you tell me so? So that is the root of the song. Some interesting things that they're doing. Instead of them doing the typical Earl or Lester Flatt written song with 1, 4, 1, 5, he's going right from the 1 chord to the 5. I can tell from the look in your eye, holding on to that 1 chord, that you still care for me, which is somewhat unique. He really liked a certain pattern in music, and he kind of broke out of that pattern for this one. Some interesting things too that he does on the first verse versus the second verse. He's going, I can tell from the look, I can tell from the look in your eye. That's how he actually sings it. He does this little, I can tell from the look in your, I can tell from the look in your eye. On look, he's going up. I can tell from the look in your eye that you still care for me. And in the second verse, he does a change in how the melody goes. Each night there's tears upon my pillow. So a very, very subtle way of doing a little bit of a different melody. Each night there's tears upon my pillow. They're all because of you. He does a little yodel on of. They're all because of you, I know. Here I can't go on this way. Why don't you tell? On the last 5 chord, he's singing that note just a little bit flat. Why don't you tell me so? Really, really subtle. Why don't you tell? He's not hitting the same note. He's not going, why don't you tell me so? Why don't you tell me so? And that note is actually B7. Why don't you tell? No, it's not. Never mind. Why don't you tell me so? Ignore what I just said. Okay, let's go through the song. Really thinking, hey, Rocky. Hey, Bill. Good to see you on there. I'm seeing everybody loading up. So hope they're singing along. And we will be teaching the harmony on this a little later. So definitely get that harmony going and your instruments, because there's going to be lots of breaks. So we're going to add the breaks into this one and really think about, I could tell from the look in your eyes, holding out those notes for as long as possible. You don't want to chop them. You want to give them the air that they deserve. I can tell from the look, don't go, I can tell from the look in your eyes that you still care for me. But somehow you just won't admit. Fill in those spaces. I can tell from the look in your eyes that you still care for me. That's why you won't admit. Anyway. I just realized that I did the wrong chord there, but that's okay. Okay, let's do, so it starts with this great fiddle by Art Wooten, this great fiddle break, but you can do the break if you're banjo, or if you're guitar, or dobro, or kazoo, or penny whistle, whatever you're on. Let's hear that break. Okay, and he's doing so it'll be a verse break, the first verse, chorus, break, verse break, verse, chorus, verse break, verse and chorus. 1, 2, 3, intro. I can tell from the look in your eyes that you still care for me, but somehow you just won't admit. That's why it's so lonely, you see. Now if you have made up your mind, and if you still want me to know, why do you keep me in doubt? Why don't you tell me so? Instrumental break. Each night there's tears upon my pillow. They're all because of you, I know. Dear, I can't go on this way. Why don't you tell me so? Now if you have made up your mind, and if you still want me to know, why do you keep me in doubt? Why don't you tell me so? Instrumental break. Now there'll come a time, little darling, when you will want me, I know. Dear, it will then be too late for you to tell me so. If you have made up your mind, and if you still want me to know, why do you keep me in doubt? Why don't you tell me so? So that is the full song. It's actually a really cool song and stands alone as if you were just doing it solo, because that second verse kind of has a different melody. I think that doing those three verses, it doesn't get that monotonous, but Curly Sechler does a very, very cool harmony to this. So typically what you want to do if you're doing the high tenor to the lead, you're singing typically the third or the fourth note above the lead. So if I'm starting on, if I'm starting on that note, I'll start on this note. If you have made up your mind. That's tracking him fully. If you have made up your mind. So I'm like, if you have made, I'm going to have to go up, have made, because the lead is going up. If you have made. But that is not what Curly Sechler does, because it is only two parts. He can swap back and forth between the tenor, which is the third or sometimes the fourth note above lead, and the baritone, a high baritone, which is the fifth note or sometimes the sixth note above the lead. So he goes, if you have made up your mind, and if you still want me to know. So he's only doing three notes in those first two lines. If you have made up your mind, and harking on that note on if you still, that high F, if you still want me to know, dropping down a half step for the 5 chord. No, why do you keep me in doubt? A beautiful 7th. Why do you keep me in doubt? Why don't you tell me so? So almost the why don't you? He does drop on that. Why don't you tell me so? So this is a really, really simple, theoretically, not a whole lot of notes and not a lot of travel for tenor, but it's quite complicated. It's actually doing some very, very interesting stuff. As I said, it adds that 7th. It's switching between lead, between a tenor harmony to the high baritone, to an octave at one point, and then drops back down. If you have made up your mind, and if you still want me to know, why do you keep me in doubt? Why don't you tell me so? So you don't, like, it sounds weird. It sounds not very melodic, but listen to when you add it to the lead, just how many colors it adds to that chorus. Okay, I'm going to record the chorus. 1. Oh, wait. I always do this. I'm going to catch it this time. Record it through this microphone instead of the computer microphone. Okay. I'm using a program called Audacity. It's a great program. I always pitch it. It's a free program. It's downloadable, and you can record yourself and slow MP3 recordings down, or speed them up, or clip and change the key. You can do all sorts of stuff. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if you, I was thinking harmony. Let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if you have made up your mind, and if you still want me to know, why do you keep me in doubt? Why don't you tell me so? Okay, so that is the lead, and we'll do the Curly Seckler harmony to it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if you have made up your mind, and if you still want me to know, why must you keep me in doubt? Why don't you tell me so? So doing all of this really, really cool stuff. Let's crank that up. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if you have made up your mind, and if you still want me to know, why do you keep me in doubt? Why don't you tell me so? One more time, because I missed the 7th. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if you have made up your mind, and if you still want me to know, why do you keep me in doubt? Why don't you tell me so? So that is the Curly Seckler harmony. And so what I will do I typically don't do this, but it sounds really cool. I'm going to allow all you singers out there to do the lead, and I will just provide the guitar and the harmony. Now we're going to do the breaks as well. I will give you a little bit of a cocktail when the choruses are, but we'll do the full song breaks, and I will only do the Curly Seckler harmony, and you sing the lead out there as loud and proud. Okay, 1, 2, 3, intro. Sing loud. If you have made up your mind, if you still want me to know, why do you keep being down? Why don't you tell me so? Instrumental break. All right, so that allows you to sing the harmony to a song where I just broke a string. Thankfully, I have 1 or 2 backup guitars that I can play. Let's see. I was actually just thinking to myself, those strings are pretty dead. I wonder if they'll last. Like right before the string broke. Man, those strings are old. Forgive me, I'm just tuning up here. Okay, so that is 2-part harmony, but what if you want to do 3-part harmony? Because I'm a Tony Rice fan, and I've been listening to Tony Rice's version of that song from his 1980 album, Cold on Your Shoulder, and it does 3-part harmony, and I don't want to do that Curly Seckler 2-part harmony. Well, thankfully, we can do that as well. So this will match. If I'm doing the tenor and the baritone, I can't swap between the tenor and the high baritone part, because I'll start to double up the baritone, leaving no tenor, and it just doesn't sound right. So what that means is I have to match him much more closely. So I would go, there we go. If you have made up your mind, and if you still want me to know, why do you keep me in doubt? Why don't you tell me so? Sorry, I'm like switching back and forth. So if I'm on, now if you have made up your mind, if you have made up your mind, and if you still want me to know, why do you keep me in doubt? Why don't you tell me so? Why do you keep me in doubt? Why? Yeah, he goes low there. Why do you keep me in doubt? Why do you keep me in doubt? It does a weird jump there. Why do you keep me in doubt? Why don't you tell me so? Okay, hopefully I'm right. Since I had that earlier recording, let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if you have made up your mind, and if you still want me to know, why do you keep me in doubt? Why don't you tell me so? That is close enough for horseshoes. Let's add a track to that. Record it up. Oop. Stop. Try that again. So am I starting to notice? 2, 3, 4. Now if you have made up your mind, and if you still want me to know, why do you keep me in doubt? Why don't you tell me so? So the really difficult line in that is the why do you keep me in doubt? 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 Why don't you tell me so? So you can do that a number of different times. If you have made up your mind, and if you still want me to know, why do you keep me in doubt? Why don't you tell me so? Okay, so that is the high tenor, but hey, I talked about a 3-part harmony to that. So there must be a baritone part to it when Tony Rice recorded this song. Well, there is. And if I'm doing the baritone part, I have if you have made. So that's done. And this is done. So I need, if you have made up your mind. Oh, the baritone on this is really cool. If you have made up your mind, and if you still want me to know, why do you keep me in doubt? Why don't you tell me so? Why? Yeah, that's right. Okay. If you have made up your mind, that's the first part. If you have made up your mind, and if you still want me to know, just a half step there, why do you keep me in doubt? Why don't you tell me so? Why do you keep me in doubt? Yeah, that's right. Okay, let's try it with the other two parts. 2, 3, 4. Now if you have made up your mind, and if you still want me to know, why do you keep me in doubt? Why don't you tell me so? It is a cool 3-part. So while the Curly Seckler 2-part harmony is really cool, hey, there is nothing wrong with doing this song as a 3-part harmony because it does sound cool. Let's do it again. So my starting if, that's my starting note. If, 4. Now if you have made up your mind, and if you still want me to know, why do you keep me in doubt? Why don't you tell me so? So we have, hopefully you guys have, let's go over the, it's a little excited there. Let's go over that 3-part harmony again. So if I'm doing the lead, now if you have made up your mind, and if you still want me to know, why do you keep me in doubt? Why don't you tell me so? The tenor, if you have made up your mind, and if you still want me to know, why do you keep me in doubt? Why don't you tell me so? And then the baritone. If you have made up your mind, and if you still want me to know, why do you keep me in doubt? Why don't you tell me so? So now that we have an understanding of the 3 parts, we know how the song goes, we want to hold those notes as long as possible. Well, we got to have you do the lead. So I will do guitar. And this version is not the Flatt and Scruggs version. It is the Tony Rice version from 1980. But I will allow you to sing the lead. We're again going to be doing the breaks, and you sing the lead. And technically on this one, they actually do the last chorus twice. We're not going to do that. We're just going to do the last chorus once and then finish it up. So not exactly like the way that Tony Rice did, but pretty close. So again, we're still doing it in the key of F. I'm just doing it in D shape at the 3rd fret, which still is F, the key of F. And let's record the tenor and guitar rhythm. 1, 2, intro, 4. Sing aloud. If you have made up your mind, and if you still want me to know, why do you keep me in doubt? Why don't you tell me so? Great. If you have made up your mind, and if you still want me to know, why do you keep me in doubt? Why don't you tell me so? Instrumental. If you have made up your mind, and if you should want me to know, why do you keep me in doubt? Why don't you tell me so? Let it properly ring out and fade. Gotta naturally have the fade on there. So we have the tenor, we have a guitar pattern down. Let's add some banjo to it. And hopefully I'm still in tune. Now Lester did a really cool banjo break to this, especially early. This is like really early Earl Scruggs. It's only 1948. And he's doing a break out of F. Now, a good banjo player would know if he was capoing at the 1st fret or playing. He's probably doing F shapes. Doesn't really matter because he's basically doing bars. Okay, see if I can remember how to sing the baritone part to this and to play banjo. Yeah, so there's a fiddle break, and then the banjo takes the first break, and then mandolin takes the second break. So yeah, I'll do a banjo break to this. I'll do my best. Not a very good Earl Scruggs version, but I'll do my best. Okay, so let's record. Forgot what I was doing for a second. Forgot that there's people online watching this. Apologies. Okay. The tenor, banjo, and the baritone. 1, 2, intro. 3, 4. If you have made up your mind, and if you still want me to know, why do you keep me in doubt? Why don't you tell me so? Great. Apologies, I forgot that I had to sing baritone as well as play banjo, and I might as well get this somewhat right. So if you're just tuning in a little late, we are doing Bluegrass 101. We're doing the song Why Don't You Tell Me So in the key of F. And we're doing, we already have the guitar track and the tenor. I'm just recording a banjo track and the baritone so that you can sing along out there with it and have that 3-part harmony and a little bit of background music. So make sure you take those breaks. The tenor, the guitar. And we're doing an intro break. 1, 2, intro. 4. If you have made up your mind, and if you still want me to know, why do you keep me in doubt? Why don't you tell me so? Great. If you have made up your mind, and if you should want me to know, why do you keep me in doubt? Why don't you tell me so? have made up your mind, and if you should want me to know, why must you keep me in doubt? Why don't you tell me so? I could have recorded a much. Oh, let's do it again. It's gonna bother me. Maybe I'll edit this part out. If you have made up your mind, and if you should want me to know, that's what I was doing wrong. Oh, sometimes you have to just do it on your own and figure it out. If you have made up your mind, I have to drop a note there, and I'm not. Okay, let's do that baritone again. Apologies to everybody tuning in.
Tenor, the guitar.
This is the baritone properly.
2, intro, 4.
If you have made up your mind, and if you should want me to know, why do you keep me in doubt? Why don't you tell me so? Great. If you have made up your mind, and if you still want me to know, why do you keep me in doubt? Why don't you tell me so? If you have made up your mind, and if you still want me to know, why do you keep me in doubt? Why don't you tell me so? I am not 100% certain that was any better, but you get the idea. Hopefully, if you're singing baritone, you are singing the correct notes. Okay, so just for the fun of it, I will add the lead. So now this is a good opportunity, and it's going to be the last opportunity online.
The guitar.
This is the baritone properly.
Intro.
That's not right. Just got to match them up a little bit.
4.
There we go. Oh, I didn't want to do that.
Guitar.
This is the baritone properly.
2. Intro. 4.
That isn't sounding right.
4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. Intro. 4.
That's a little better. Okay, let's. Okay, apologies. I'm going to be singing the lead. So this is a good opportunity for those people that maybe have been singing the lead. Try tenor or try the baritone. Or if you haven't been singing, sing the lead along with me. And or just keep practicing what you've been practicing. That's fine too. This is Bluegrass 101. We do go over the songs again and again, so it gives people a chance to really ingrain it in your head. So let's, okay.
Guitar.
This is the baritone properly.
2. Intro. 4.
Tell from the look in your eyes that you still care for me, but somehow you just won't admit. That's why it's so lonely, you see. Now if you have made up your mind, and if you still want me to know, why do you keep me in doubt? Why don't you tell me so? Each night there's tears upon my pillow. They're all because of you, I know. Dear, I can't go on this way. Why don't you tell me so? Now if you have made up your mind, and if you still want me to know, why will you keep me in doubt? Why don't you tell me so? Well, there come a time, little darling, when you will want me, I know. But dear, it will then be too late for you to tell me so. Now if you have made up your mind, and if you still want me to know, why do you keep me in doubt? Why don't you tell me so? So that is Why Don't You Tell Me So. It is a great jam tune. To pull out in a jam, you'll have everybody playing along. And hopefully, if they tune into Bluegrass 101, they'll be singing the harmony along with you. And that is Bluegrass 101, the last Bluegrass 101 online. Next week, July 28th, we will be back at Pleasant View Community Hall live, doing these in person. So if you're in Edmonton, drop on by. And hope you have enjoyed these online Bluegrass 101 since we've started like almost a year and a half ago. We do post these up on YouTube, so you can go back and practice your harmonies and practice playing and singing along. And hopefully everybody out there, I will see you in the future. Blueberry Bluegrass Jam on the July long weekend is happening. So I'll be out there picking and playing with as much as I can, and playing with people. And yeah, I'm just really looking forward to playing music with people again and seeing all of your faces. I've missed you all. Love you all. Good night and good picking. Keep your hands in your picking clean still. And we'll see you on the road. Thanks so much for tuning in to Bluegrass 101. Bye.